Today on Rappler. Xi Jinping tells Marcos that the strength of bilateral ties hinges on stable relations at sea. Manila Water and Maynilad to charge higher water bills due to inflation. Justice Secretary Remulla says the excavation inside the new Bilibid prison has no legal basis. North Korea fires a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile that lands 200 kilometers off Japan. A human rights investigator releases video of alleged torture chambers used by Russian forces. Ellen Pompeo says goodbye to character Meredith Grey in Grey's Anatomy. And Ticketmaster cancels ticket sales to the general public for Taylor Swift's 2023 US concert tour. Chinese President Xi Jinping tells President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. that the strength of bilateral ties hinges on stable relations at sea. Xi refers to disputes over areas of the South China Sea that have plagued relations between Beijing and Manila. Chinese state broadcaster CCTV says Xi also told Marcos on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Bangkok that the two countries need to stick to amicable negotiations to resolve differences.
He was also very surprised to meet his old friend, President GMA, who accompanied me. And they had a few minutes of recollecting the meetings that they have had, which I think helped the tone of the meeting.
Arroyo is known to have very close ties with China when she was president and even to this day. Manila Water Company and Maynilad Water Services get the nod from state regulators to charge higher water bills for the next 5 years due to inflation. The rate hike requests will be implemented from 2023 to 2027. For Manila Water, the approved upward adjustments will begin in 2023 at 8.04 pesos per cubic meter and will fall at 1.08 pesos per cubic meter in 2027. The upward adjustment per household consumption in 2023 ranges from 41.19 pesos per 10 cubic meters to 187.01 pesos per 30 cubic meters. Low-income households consuming 10 cubic meters or less will see a 0.98 peso decrease in bills since they are not covered by the inflation adjustment. For Maynilad, the approved increases begin at 3.29 pesos per cubic meter in 2023 and end at 1.01 pesos per cubic meter from 2026 to 2027. On a per-household consumption basis, the increases are expected to range between 5.28 pesos per 10 cubic meters to 41.71 pesos per 30 cubic meters. Manila Water services the East Zone while Maynilad services the West. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says the excavation inside the new Bilibid prison did not undergo the appropriate process and has no legal basis. Remulla is talking about the deep excavation and a tunnel discovered inside Bilibid. Acting Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Catapang Jr. says the hole is 200 meters wide and 30 meters deep. Suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag claimed he ordered the excavation to build the deepest swimming pool in Metro Manila. Remulla says the contract done through a partnership with private firm Atom is unenforceable since it did not receive the authority of the Justice Secretary and the President. Remulla adds his predecessor, Solicitor General Menardo Guevara, was not aware of the project. North Korea fires a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile or ICBM on Friday, which lands just 200 kilometers off Japan. Japanese officials say the ICBM had sufficient range to reach the mainland of the United States. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris calls an emergency gathering on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Bangkok to discuss the launch. At the meeting, Harris calls North Korea's actions a brazen violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. Japanese Defense Minister Yasukazu Hamada says the latest missile was capable of flying as far as 15,000 kilometers. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida adds there had been no reports of damage, but the North's repeated missile launches could not be tolerated. A tally from the U.S. State Department says Friday's launch would be the 8th ICBM test by North Korea this year. A top Ukrainian human rights investigator releases a video of what he says was a torture chamber used by Russian forces in the recently liberated Kherson region. Parliamentary Human Rights Commissioner Dmytro Lubinets shares the video on social media. After Ukraine's interior minister said investigators uncovered 63 bodies with signs of torture after Russian forces left last week. In the video, Lubinets speaks from bare underground rooms which he says were used for detentions, interrogations, and torture. Russia denies its troops targeted civilians or have committed atrocities. An unidentified middle-aged man in the video said he had been kept in one of the rooms for 24 days. Mass burial sites have also been found in other parts previously occupied by Russian troops, including some with civilian bodies showing signs of torture. After 19 seasons, Ellen Pompeo is parting ways with her character Meredith Grey in the long-running medical drama Grey's Anatomy. Ellen bids goodbye to Grey's Anatomy fans on Instagram, saying she is eternally grateful and humbled by the fans' love and support for 19 seasons. Ellen also hints that while her time on the show is coming to an end, it may not be the last that viewers see of her character. Grey's Anatomy creator Shonda Rhimes also pays tribute to Ellen, saying none of the past 19 seasons could have been possible without Meredith Grey. It was previously reported Ellen would only be appearing on 8 episodes in the current 19th season as she works on other projects. The season is set to continue in February 2023. Outside of Grey's Anatomy, Ellen has signed on to star in the upcoming series Orphan, an adaptation of the 2009 horror film. Ticketmaster cancels ticket sales to the general public for Taylor Swift's 2023 U.S. concert tour as 3.5 billion ticket requests overwhelmed the website. Fans have been expressing frustration with long wait times and website outages, leaving many unable to obtain tickets. The troubles prompt members of the U.S. Congress to question the 2010 merger between Live Nation and Ticketmaster. U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal says he has long urged the U.S. Justice Department to investigate the state of competition in the ticketing industry. U.S. Senate Antitrust Panel Chair Senator Amy Klobuchar says everyone suffers when there is no competition to incentivize better services and fair prices. Taylor's highly anticipated The Eras Tour is her first in 5 years. Over 2 million tickets were already sold in the pre-sale round on Tuesday. And that's today's wrap. I'm Amanda Lago. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.